Hi, my name is Mel, and I'm so glad you could make it to this chat about some tips and tricks of visiting Malta to make your stay here so much smoother, so much more enjoyable. As ever, if you get enjoyment or use from this video, please could you consider liking or subscribing, or just simply leaving a comment in the comments section below. It makes such a difference to a small channel like this. So the first thing I would say about Malta is that it is a beautiful, fascinating, interesting place, and I'm sure if you come, you'll have a great time. So, on with the video. 1, bring some cash, bring some euros. Unlike, say, London, where you can get away with never touching your wallet to pull out some cash and just pay contactless all the time, Malta isn't like that. And there are a number of instances when you will need cash. So, for example, behind me, you see the Grand Harbour. They have local boats, Dijkstra, where the boatman will only accept cash to take you across from here to Valletta, say. If you want to visit the Blue Grotto, your fare must be paid for in cash. And similarly, if we move on to the subject of tipping is obviously always a great thing. It's not necessarily expected in Malta like it is in some cultures, but if you're going to tip, the locals prefer cash. None of the restaurants seem to add a service charge. They all just say, this is what we're charging, so if you want to leave cash, that would be great, that would be appreciated. Or as a fallback, you can add some extra to your contactless payment. We're here out of season, which is a good thing in my view. So, for example, Valletta has been heaving with crowds, just depending on if a large cruise ship has come in. And in the summer, the temperatures can get well into the 40s centigrade, into the 90s Fahrenheit, and it can be very humid. So in the height of summer, the weather can be a real issue. But similarly, coming out of season, the weather can be an issue as well. Malta has 300 days of sunshine, and of course, most of those are in the summer, meaning that there's a preponderance of these bad weather days that occur in the winter. Now, the rain isn't normally too much of an issue. It seems to come very quickly and go very quickly. But what can be an issue is the wind. So, again, referring back to the harbour behind me, there's a very handy ferry from here to Valletta. For several days at the beginning of our stay, that ferry wasn't running due to swell in the harbour caused by the wind. Similarly, last week, going to the Blue Grotto was tricky because the service couldn't run because of the sea conditions caused by the wind. Yesterday, we went to Gozo on the high-speed ferry, and it was a bit like being on a big speedboat. So we came back via the other route, and that'll be covered in a different Malta video. But do bear in mind, if you're coming out of season and you've got the ability to do it, plan your days. So look at the weather forecast, and if there's a calmer day, choose that day, say, to go on a boat trip, go to Gozo, and so on. Water. Here in Malta, all the drinking water is produced by desalination, so taking the salt out of seawater. And so whilst it's perfectly safe to drink the water from the tap, it has, shall we say, an unusual taste, so that none of the locals use the tap water for drinking, and everyone uses bottled water instead. So be prepared for that. One of the reasons why you'll want to come here is because it's very medieval. And similarly, a lot of the ancient sites are set on hillsides, down rough, rocky tracks. The cities are built on hills because they're fortifications, which mean there's lots of steps, lots of ramps, lots of walkways, of rough paths, and so on. So, good, comfortable shoes are a must. They'll make your day so much better. So a good pair of shoes, especially if it does rain, because some of the surfaces can become slippery, can lead to you having a much more comfortable time, and indeed possibly even a safer time when you're here. Getting around the island. Well, as I've already mentioned, there are some very handy ferries across the Grand Harbour from the 3 cities to Valletta, and from the other side from Sliema to Valletta. but most people are using the bus services. Now, bus services here in Malta are very cheap, very reasonably priced. The locals, in fact, get their bus passes for free, which can mean that the bus services can be very crowded, either with tourists or locals, or both. And similarly, because the buses are running on the same roads as all the cars, they can be delayed. So whilst cheap, bus services aren't necessarily the most reliable way of getting around. They get stuck in traffic. An alternative that you should consider is a ride-hailing service. Now, whilst there is Uber, Bolt seems to be the most popular, and we've used it often. And it seems to be that it can be only slightly more than using the buses, but it can save you maybe half the time, just depending on the routes that you're taking and the time of day that you're traveling. But it's generally worth considering using Bolt before using the buses, especially if there's 2, 3, or possibly even 4 of you. And one last tip, if you're, shall we say, like me, of an older persuasion, is that there are some very healthy, very useful discounts for entry into the museums, the ancient sites, art galleries, and so on, if you're over 60, because these discounts aren't reserved to locals or EU citizens. They're available to anyone and everyone. I've not once been asked for ID, although then again, looking at my face, you might say, well, no, people probably aren't surprised that you're over 60. But nonetheless, look out for senior discounts if they're available to you. They are a very useful thing to have and very worthwhile. We'll be doing more videos on Malta. We'll be doing one on the ancient sites of Malta, older than Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids in Egypt. And we'll be doing one naturally about the main sites, the main reasons why people would come to Malta. So, thanks for watching. Again, if you've got some use or enjoyment from this video, if you consider giving us a like, leaving us a comment, subscribing, all of that would make a huge difference to a small channel like this. So friends, thanks and goodbye.